How do you help someone who reaches out to you and says, "Hey, I would love to work with you on something"? What is it that you're able to kind of like, if you're not able to join them on a song or something, what kind of support are you offering to people who may reach out to you?
Yeah, no, it's an amazing question, and I have so many fans that have been following me from the beginning. Like, I have a fan page on Instagram, and they have they've been following me since like 2,000 monthly listeners, which is just insane.
Shout out to them, the OGs.
Honestly, yes, I literally love all my supporters.
That's freaking awesome.
But they've seen how hard work can pay off. Like, I wasn't in an industry plant. I wasn't raised into this. I didn't have any connections starting out, and now I know so many people. But I'm such a believer in like building everyone up. Like, just because you're a local act, quote unquote, does not mean you don't have just as much talent or potential. I'm so open to hearing new sounds and I love to go to local shows and support, and people will definitely see my face at local shows and they're like, "Why are you here right now?" I'm like, "Why would I not be here right now?"
I'm an OG of this scene, homie.
Exactly. Yeah, so like I love that we're all building together. I have a bigger team now than I've ever had before, like I've had like makeup artists and like clothing designers, and I know so many different like musicians, like for like guitar and bass, and like I like to put a live band together. So like I like you were mentioning, like the guitarist from Headspace, he's in my live band and everything.
Oh, sick! I love that. Yeah.
So it's like I know so many people now, and like with my manager Tim, like it's just like we all truly do build together, and like again, like putting on these shows. Like I know that we are planning for me to have like some headlining shows where I'm gonna find people who deserve a spotlight and take them with me. And so if people reach out to me, which does happen, I am open to features, but also just feedback or just encouragement.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can go through and see my story, see my growth, and see it's natural, and that they can do it too. And I'm always open to checking things out and giving people feedback, and or like if they need advice on who to go for, like a podcast or something, like I would recommend you. Like,
hey,
I don't forget.
Thank you.
I don't forget anyone who's helped me in my journey, and like I'm always trying to put them on as well for other people.
Yeah, and just curious, what do you think you would credit that with? Like that mentality that you have of like supporting everyone, being a beacon of light. Was that just who you've been your whole life, or like what would you credit that to?
Honestly, I feel like I have always been pretty giving, but I definitely think my parents like taught me that, and also just I don't know, like I love to help others, and like that's what I do this music for, is like truly to like know that people can listen to my music and feel better at the end of the day. Like that is what I live for. And I think like I had a breakthrough one day that was like, no one else's success stops me from being successful. Like you are the only thing that gets in your way of being successful.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a breakthrough because, as humans, we compare ourselves to each other, and it's like that will get you nowhere.
Yep.
So like it's all about being yourself and focusing on yourself. And I like to like help encourage and instill that in others, because I've been there. Like I have been through all the tiny bands. I've been told no again. So it's like, I've had so many different types of experiences where I was not handed a single thing. And of course, I'm now like finally making those connections that are super meaningful and like helpful to me. So it's not like I've never had help before, but like it's been a grind. And so I relate, and I love to help inspire others. That's
amazing. Yeah. Like that's the only way the world goes round in my mind. Like I was watching last night. I was watching Straight Outta Compton. I was just like watching TV, and I was like, "Oh, this movie seemed cool." I had never seen it, and it's amazing to see like the opposite of what you were just talking about, right? The people who want to take it all to themselves, want to take all the credit, and there are a few characters in the show. Like obviously, they're real life people who are just greedy, just not really looking out for the actual talent, the musicians who've been putting in all the hard work, who'd gone through all of that craziness in their lives, and so it is interesting because when you have someone on the flip side, it's amazing how much they can drag down. It's that negativity can really be super detrimental to a large group of people who may be excited about something, you know. And so I love that positive energy is what you're spreading, and helping people to see their potential, and just know that they've got an advocate, which I think, you know, is pretty magical for someone who's a fan of yours to be like, wait, she's stoked for me too. Like that's amazing.
Thank you. I used to do a thing too, and I still do it every once in a while. Is like I let people submit their music to me, and I'll go through them all, and like just to find new music, add it to my playlists, or like just to offer feedback, whatever it is. And again, it's totally like you're saying, with the pop punk feeling of like Frank Zumo reaching out to me and offering me things. It's like he doesn't need to do that, but it's like that is the spirit of what we're doing, and it's genuine. And again, like being, you know, being inspired instead of jealous, because again, if you're feeling like you earned it and you want to take it all for yourself, it's like that doesn't help anyone in the long run. And again, like you're always going to be needing and building a team. So that's just the way I look at it.
That's awesome. And I mean, I hope more people have that perspective too. They kind of take on what you do, like, and understand how much further that can go, like how much more, because like you were saying, you know, just because you don't have a big audience doesn't mean you don't have a big talent. And I feel like that's something that sadly gets misconstrued, is the idea that, oh, this person has a big audience, so they're more talented than I am. It's like, no, like you let your voice be heard because you've got what it takes. And like, I mean, yours is such a cool success story that it's like needs to be shouted from the friggin' rooftops. It's amazing. I love it.
And there's been so many times where I felt like, am I not good enough? Why haven't I blown up yet? Like all these things. And here I am now, like clearly there's a fan base that appreciates, and clearly I've been doing something right. You know, even now I'm like, oh wait, yeah, people actually like my music. But it's like, yeah, again, like when I had no listeners, or, you know, it's easy to get discouraged. So it's nice to have a reminder and have those stories that do inspire you.
Yeah, that's incredible.